My name is Rehaja. I'm a program officer with the climate change program at the Center for Science and Environment, and these are the updates on finance happening at the COP28 in Dubai so far. First of all, parties have been negotiating on the new Collective Quantified Goal on Climate Finance, or the NCQG. For the new goal so far, only technical expert dialogues have been conducted over the last 2 years. So most countries have agreed that before COP29, the process needs to shift into a negotiations mode, where countries can have more reflection of political considerations and political elements needing the involvement of ministers for the way forward. On day 2 of COP28, the UAE presidency formally announced the COP28 UAE Leaders Declaration on a global climate financing framework. The declaration calls on countries and non-country stakeholders to ensure the doubling of adaptation finance, to ensure that the 100 billion goal on climate finance is actually met, as well as increasing the replenishments to the Green Climate Fund. The declaration also lists suggestions for countries to increase and widen their fiscal space, including through the use of instruments such as the International Monetary Fund's special drawing rights for liquidity, as well as calls on the multilateral development banks to increase and expand their capital base through MDB reform. The COP28 presidency, the United Arab Emirates, also announced a commitment of $30 billion to the catalytic climate vehicle called ALTÉRRA. The aim is to mobilize $250 billion for climate action through this $30 billion investment by 2030. COP28 also saw several new announcements in commitments for climate finance by the World Bank, an important non-party stakeholder in the finance conversation. The World Bank has announced that 45% of all of its financing will be used and channeled towards climate action by 2025, of which half is to be used for adaptation and half for mitigation. The World Bank has also announced the introduction of a high-integrity voluntary carbon market, which it sees as one of the most effective ways to ensure money really flows from the developed to the developing world. They aim to mobilize 125 million credits within the next 5 years. Additionally, the World Bank has also announced the introduction and a reiteration, in fact, on climate-resistant debt clauses, which will enable countries struggling with debt burdens during climate-induced natural disasters and activities to pause their debt repayment as well as interest for a period of up to 2 years. As the first week of COP28 is nearly coming to an end, every element being discussed and negotiated actually relates to finance. On climate finance specifically, negotiations on the new Collective Quantified Goal, long-term climate finance, Article 2.1c, are expected to yield some results in the next few days.